We continue along in Genesis 1 and we are in verse 26 to 28. So important to start at the very beginning and find out what God's intention for mankind was. If we can discover that, we can discover his intention for what mankind is and now for his people. Verse 26, let us make man in our own image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him, male and female, he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. God is God, we're not, he's in charge. But here, as he creates the pinnacle of his creation and puts his image and likeness into humanity, Adam and then Eve, but together, expressing something of the fullness of God, he gives them a mandate. It is the mandate to have dominion. God himself had all rights, all dominion, and now he shares into humanity his very character. He says to them, you're in charge on the earth. In other words, he gives responsibility. For with any charge of God comes great responsibility. And we are going to need to keep close to him to fulfill that well. And so there is a ruling over and a caring for. There's not an abuse of this creation. It is a place for us as humans to have dignity and to share now into the work of God, caring for his very creation. And in verse 28 we hear that God blessed them. The words that humanity hears, Adam and Eve, is the blessing of God. God speaks and he says, I have not only created you, I've not only put my image into you, I've not only called you for my purpose to rule and reign on my behalf, conscious of who I am giving you blessing. And the blessing is for fruitfulness and for multiplication. Fruitful. That's God's intention for his people. That the labour of their hands was designed for fruitfulness. That is the initial design. It's designed too for reproduction. Be fruitful and multiply. God has given to mankind now. He doesn't let go his creativity. He shares his creativity so that Adam and Eve, as they start their journey together, their walk together, their pilgrimage with God, in fellowship, totally, completely, uniquely with God, they can fulfill all that God wants. They are focused on God. God, what is it you want? And he's been clear. Look after my creation. I give you that authority. He's been clear. Make others like you. That is to say, in the image and likeness that I've made you, I desire many others. And he will give other instructions. But let's start at the beginning. What did God create mankind for? Did we understand his goodness and kindness and very image that all still bear?